What's up, everybody? Before we get started with this episode, I just want to clearly say a few things. I have been working on my audio settings a bit. I've been primarily working with the microphone. I've been trying to find ways to make sure that proper levels are being inputted so that it works fine on the output. Now, I've had to previously adjust things in the software, the editing software, when I'm rendering out the video, but I want to see if I can actually enhance this prior to getting to that stage. And what I've been doing was creating gain filters, suppression filters, noise gates, and things of that nature in order to create a proper and adjustable level during recording. So my only fear right now is that my voice may dip low enough where it may cut out, but you shouldn't be able to hear my keyboard anymore or my controller anymore. So hopefully we'll see some improvements going here on out. But to move forward and to the purpose of this video, let's find out who's excited about Skyrim on the Etch-a-Sketch. Anybody? BE3 2018 was overall a good showcase, although I would have ordered the presentation a little differently. I mean, a cell phone game after Fallout 76, it looked good, but still. We were reminded of their past achievements with all the previous releases, with footage of games we loved, played, and possibly disliked too. But we all know why we were here, and before we get to that, let's take a quick look over the rest of their presentation. The press conference started off incredibly strong, and it was all about Rage 2. In fact, the amount of effort they put into Rage 2 for this conference was quite surprising, a tad bit overwhelming, but overall pretty good. The live action trailer was well done, it was silly, and it looked like a lot of fun. I just imagine people out in the halls during the E3 event dressed in those costumes. Then there was the gameplay trailer, which looked great too, and gave a better look into the actual game itself, and I have to say I was quite impressed. There was a band that played the theme music, that did a presentation for more footage, which, although fun, I felt received a lot of mixed feelings from the crowd. While some rather enjoyed it, others have gotten tired by this point and were probably wondering why so much rage. All of this, and then finally a more in-depth look was given on top of everything else. But let's dive into it. I have Rage 1, I've played it, but I never finished it. Though I thought it was fun, unique, and a great game, it turned out to be something that didn't hold my attention for long. Seeing Rage 2 now, I can honestly say this game is beautiful. There is clearly a high level of attention given to this game. Visually, this game appears to have all the right elements. A very high level of graphical detail in all areas. The textures, the lighting, the animations, and so on. Everything felt so well done, realistic, and lively. Now the gameplay was intense, it was in your face, it was funny, and extremely high energy. I felt like this was something that was pulled from Doom with some magic from either the Elder Scrolls or Dishonored. I feel like this game is some odd combination of Doom, the Elder Scrolls, Fallout, with some other things in all the right ways. I don't know if I'll make a series on this one yet, but I think this is one that really got my attention and maybe well worth buying. We then got a glimpse of ZeniMax Online's next project, which is ESO Somerset. A beautiful addition to the series of ESO. For all of you that like MMOs, I'm sure you were all hyped and ready to explore this next expansion. I personally have no time or interest for MMOs anymore at this point in my life, so I really didn't care much for it, but I can honestly say it looked like a good addition. Doom, the revamp, was a really great game, and now we're getting Doom Eternal. Now it's hard to say how this is going to be better, when I can honestly say that the first Doom was still good and impressive. I can say though that Doom Eternal will have harder enemies and even more intense action. But at the same time, I felt like this was still just more Doom. Quake made an appearance, but honestly I just wasn't impressed. The textures and lighting looked okay, but they just weren't good or even great. The movement of the game, the animation of the characters, it felt not solid. It felt, it felt not even smooth for lack of a better word. It just felt very outdated. It felt like an older game, especially after seeing all the previous footage for all the newer games being released. I just was not impressed. I didn't like it. And it just made me being biased because I don't like PvP or arena or battle royale games. Prey appears to have some extra things going on as well with Prey 2. I have the first one, but I've yet to play it or install it. Prey 2 looks like a lot of fun, but honestly I just don't know anything about this game besides the fact that you're stuck in space with odd ink aliens and weird tests. At the same time, I sort of felt like I was staring at a slightly improved version of Wolfenstein with the environments and textures. But the game looks like a lot of fun. Eventually I hope to install Prey 1 and give that a chance, and maybe I'll pick up Prey 2 from there. Now, I wasn't expecting this next one, but in addition to the Wolfenstein series was a nice welcome. But this one is very different. You play as BJ's twin daughters. It can be done single player or co-op, and though this is a cool and interesting addition, I'm not sure how I feel about it. It makes sense the way the story has been going, and it only makes sense to continue this story, but what's it going to be like not playing as BJ Blazkowicz? I mean, Wolfenstein has been BJ for the longest time now. Either way, I'm kind of excited to see where this goes. Now, the moment we've all been waiting for. Fallout 76.
Okay, really, we both know why you're here, and that's to talk about the next Fallout. Fallout 76 is a prequel to all the other games, and it's our biggest one yet. It is 4 times the size of Fallout 4. Set in the hills of West Virginia, you are one of the first to emerge into an untamed and very different wasteland. Vault 76, one of the very first vaults to open, was built to celebrate America's tercentenary, which is an awesome word, by the way. Like, that's your word of the night, tercentenary. You are one of the very special few selected to be an occupant and spend 25 years underground waiting for Reclamation Day, the day the vault opens. We always start with the world, and this time it features all new rendering, lighting, and landscape technology. It allows us to have 16 times the detail and even view distant weather systems across the map. Now, most people don't know West Virginia that well. It is an incredible array of natural wonders, towns, and government secrets. This is where the actual nuclear secrets are. And the quest the Overseer sends you on will take you through 6 distinct regions, each with their own style, risks, and rewards. There's plenty of cool new Fallout creatures, and we even use the folklore of West Virginia to bring our Fallout versions to life. We have always wanted to tell that story of what it will be like for you and the other characters who were first to leave the vaults. But there is one big difference with this game. It's that each of those characters is a real person. Because yes, Fallout 76 is entirely online. Okay. I know, there's a lot. You have like 1,000 questions right now. So I'm going to go through them in order. Now, I'll hit a couple of the big ones. First, of course, you can play this solo. All right? You'll be who you want, exploring a huge world, doing quests, experiencing a story, and leveling up. We love those things about our games, too. It would not have it any other way. But also, like many of you, we have always wanted to see what our style of game could be with multiplayer. So many of us talk about experiences in our games, but we've never experienced them together. So about 4 years ago, we hit upon an idea that is perfect for Fallout. Open world, survival, every person and character is real. And it was an idea that we just couldn't shake. We knew we had to do it and do it in a really big way. Now, I know you may have played survival modes in like some of our previous games or some other online games, and people wonder, is this hardcore survival? I like to think of it maybe, it's more softcore survival. Maybe that should be a new ESRB descriptor. Death never means the loss of progression or the loss of your character. Your character isn't tied to one server. As a matter of fact, you'll never even see a server when you play. You'll be in a world with dozens, not hundreds and not thousands of other players. It's the apocalypse. It's not an amusement park, okay? And you'll be able to join your friends whenever you want, and all of your progression goes with you. When we think about games, we think about worlds and the choices that you can make, the stories that you create and tell yourself. By creating a wide open world with very few rules, we have a game more than any game that we've ever done where the choices are yours, where you'll decide what happens. You'll decide the heroes and you'll decide the villains. Look, this is a whole new world for all of us here. And fortunately, our friends at Vault-Tec have made a series of informational videos for when all of us emerge together. Like previous Fallouts, you can play this game solo in Quest. But the easiest way to survive in the wasteland is to team up and build together. And in this one, you can build wherever you want. And you can also then move that to wherever you want. Now, we love dynamic game systems. So we thought, why don't we put multiple nuclear missile sites on the map? And then let all of you do whatever you want with them. We know you've played a lot of our games and a lot of online games, but this one really is unique. We have built a platform, 100% dedicated servers that will support this game now and for years to come. And look, we know this is new for all of you. It's new for us. It's a little bit scary. And to that end, we're going to need your help. Because yes, we are going to have a beta. And it is sponsored by our friends at Vault-Tec as well, the Break It Early test application. Because evidently, these online games are hard. They can have some nasty issues. I read on the internet that our games have had a few bugs. I did. I read it on the internet, so it's true. And that sometimes it doesn't just work. Anyway, we know together that we are going to build something really special. And we also know that all of you love our special editions. And we have an awesome collector's edition for you. It starts with a map of the world that glows in the fucking dark. And it's great. It's so cool. It comes with figures you can put on the map. And it also comes with a Fallout collectible that really I've always wanted, so we made them for everybody to buy, and here it is.
Straighten up and fly right. Straighten up and fly right. Straighten up and fly right. Cool down, Papa, don't you blow your top. Ain't no use in diving. What's the use of diving? Cool down, Papa, don't you blow your top.
Yes, all of this, the Fallout 76 Power Armor Edition. So you're probably wondering, when is this game coming out? We're excited to say that it's coming out this year, November 14th.
Fallout 76 has gotten a lot of mixed reactions, and a lot of people are quick to dislike it. I'm honestly on the fence about this myself, and as much as I'm against it, part of me wants to like it too. I'm currently looking at this from the perspective that this isn't Fallout 5. It's more like Fallout Tactics, like a side game as far as releases are concerned. I feel like this is a game that Bethesda Soft is using to test various new things, features for their Fallout universe. May it be multiplayer, the online aspect, no NPCs, no dialogue, whatever. But let's try to look at the good from what we know. The game is 4 times bigger than Fallout 4. It has 16 times more detail, improved weathers, longer range of sight, improved lighting. I mean, you have to admit the environments are absolutely gorgeous. I feel like they really paid attention to what modders have been doing to push the game further and started to implement these things themselves into the game. But of course, this is only possible because the game is online. I mean, there's no way they would have been able to do this and fit it onto a disc for consoles or the download for PC, which may have been huge. This also brings up the question of what will happen to mods. It's possible because other games do it, but to what degree is this going to happen for Fallout 76 now that it's online? Todd Howard, in a separate interview, mentions that he is for the modders. He likes the mods because it prolongs the life of their products. So I don't see them, or Todd Howard at least, wanting to try and get rid of the mods. So until further information is found out, it seems like mods may be possible, but at what point or to what extent, we don't know. I'm absolutely loving the new creatures, but furthermore, I love that they're using real-life folklore from the area of West Virginia to incorporate into the game. I find this really interesting, immersive, and just fun. It will also make the game more interesting than your average mole rat, rad roach, or super mutant. Settlement building anywhere seems like a great idea. Settlements in Fallout 4 were clearly not fully developed. It felt more like a late addition to the game. It wasn't fleshed out enough, and it felt lacking. But it's awesome to see that they have really put more effort into this, and I'm curious to see just how much more you can do with settlement building with Fallout 76. I mean, when you're trying to survive in a wasteland, shelter is something anyone would need, so I'm glad to see this returned. Also, I'm curious, did anyone pick up on the fact that the Overseer is our point of contact for questing? It sounds like Fallout 76, or I mean Vault 76, is the central hub for the game. I'm imagining something like Destiny where you go out on missions, but then you always return back to this central hub, where all things needed will be and be expected to be this place that you'll be returning to quite frequently. So we know the game is entirely online now, something that a lot of people aren't happy with. But what does it mean? They built servers dedicated to last ages for this game, according to Todd Howard, but we won't see servers listed ever, so how we connect with our friends we aren't fully aware of yet. There's no idea how or if we can choose to play with only our friends or anyone. If we're going to be paired with our friends or just strangers, there's no way of knowing at this time. We'll play with dozens, not hundreds. At least they were aware of not making this be some flooded MMO, like a crazy amusement park, as they stated. This makes me wonder, though, how our progress is going to be saved if we're going to be rotated across multiple servers and so many other technical issues about this. In a separate interview, Todd Howard mentioned that PvP is going to be balanced, but not 100% avoidable. So you may encounter your average asshole every now and again. Todd specifically says solo, not single player. Because of this, I'm sure that no matter what, you'll be online with others on the same map, whether you choose to interact or not. Complete the game with the aid of others or strike it out on your own. There will always be other players present. From the footage shown, it seems like we're being hinted that teams of 4 are a thing. The mention of all characters being live people leads me to believe that there are no NPCs. You're the first 500 to leave the vault, so how could there be when, after a great war, there's no settlements? Everything's been blown to pieces. So I'm not expecting settlements, caravans, or anything of that nature that would hold your hand to progress. This may be a pure scavenge and survive game. This is for the supported, as we're not really shown any dialogue at all. The idea that we are the first 500, the chosen to rebuild towns, cities, and factions. We are creating the Fallout that we have grown to know and love. So everything we've seen has caused a lot of mixed emotions with others. Some are looking forward to an MMO Fallout, and personally, I feel like those people miss the point of a Fallout game. And many fear their beloved Fallout is jumping on the pugged Fortnite Overwatch bandwagon. The online aspect only means you'll encounter all the real-life assholes that can now blow your shit up with the now available nuclear silos. To me, wandering the wasteland on my own in an environment that is meant to make you feel alone, lonely, with a sense of fear and emptiness is best experienced in a single-player game, and that is why I'm on the fence. I won't lie, I have wondered what it would be like to explore the wastelands of Fallout with my brother or a friend, so maybe this game could prove to be good. A co-op or multiplayer Fallout could prove good, but only if it's done right and with a lot of care. The feel of a Fallout game and the Fallout Wasteland is very specific, and I fear that will be ruined with a project like this. I understand the fear or dislike most are experiencing, but at the same time, I remember that I'm a huge Fallout fan, and for that reason, I'm trying to keep an open mind. I don't know if this will be something I'll turn into a series on my channel. I just don't want to invest time in an online game anymore. And though we have a lot of questions still for things that are very vague, let's just wait and see until we can find out more or give this game a chance. After Fallout 76, they gave us a few more breadcrumbs to feed off. I feel like this was done as a reaction to the feedback they've gotten from what they've discovered or what we've discovered that Fallout 76 would be, because to be honest, the backlash was apparent, and it's been made apparent for a few days now since that information has been made available. Furthermore, Fallout fans are really smart, and they know what to expect and can really now judge Bethesda Soft's actions. We're shown a shot of a possible space station. We can assume that this now new game called StarField is going to be a single-player RPG much like Fallout or the Elder Scrolls, but now venturing into the vast unknown that is space. And this is further confirmed in the separate interview by Todd Howard. And the more anticipated The Elder Scrolls 6. Finally, a new addition into the story, the lore, the adventure that we've all grown to love. I know many are hyped about this one, but these two things were more like a taste to let us know that they are things to come. It really didn't show us much of either, and I felt like they kind of just teased us with us because of the reactions of Fallout 76. You can also check out further information through an interview with Todd Howard for Fallout 76. I'll post a link for that and a link down in the description. But that's all I have. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, hit that like button. And I'm now looking forward to hearing from you. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments field below so that we can discuss this further. You can also discuss this with me on Twitter at DomRatana. But be sure to subscribe, hit that like, or hit that bell button to be notified of future episode releases. Until next time, this is Dom signing out.